handful of little soldier boys sitting in a row, watching one another and waiting for the blow. New version, up to date.
I hardly think this is a moment for facetiousness.
Sorry, have to relieve the gloom somehow. Damn that generator running low on petrol. I say, let's play a nice round game. We'll invent one called Suspicions. A suspects B, B suspects C, and so on. Let's start with Blore. It's not hard to assume who Blore suspects. It sticks out a mile. I'm your leading suspect, aren't I, Blore?
I won't say no to that.
Well, you're wrong, you know. Abstract justice isn't my line of work. If I were to commit murder, there'd have to be something in it for me.
All I'm saying is that you've acted suspicious since you've come here. You told two different stories, you bring a gun, and now you say you've lost it.
I have lost it.
Oh, and that's a likely story.
What do you think I've done with it? I suggested to you myself that you should search me.
But you haven't got it on you. You're too clever for that.
Oh.
Do you know where it is?
Oh, what? You mean I've cached it ready for next time somewhere?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Come, Blore, use your brain. I could have stopped a lot of you by now if I wanted to. Hup, 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 hup.
Yes, but that's not the big idea!
Oh, the crazy touch? My God, man, I'm saying enough.
All I'm saying is that Dr. Armstrong says that there are some lunatics you can never tell were lunatics. And that's enough, I'd say.
We can't just sit here doing nothing. Surely there's something we can do. What if we lit a bonfire?
In this weather?
I'm afraid it's a question of time and patience. The weather will clear. Then we can do something. Light a bonfire, or signal mirrors, or a flare.
Time. Time. We can't afford time. We shall all be dead.
I think the precautions we are taking will be adequate.
I tell you, we shall all be dead. All but one. He's thinking something else up. He's thinking right now.
Poor Louise. Say, what was her name? Klaus. Was it nerves that made you do her in, Doctor?
No. Drink. I used to be a heavy drinker. God help me, I was drunk when I operated. It was quite a simple operation, but my hands were shaking all over the place. I can remember her now. She was a big, heavy, countrified woman, and I killed her.
So I was right. That's how it was then.
Sister knew, of course, but she was loyal to me, or to the hospital. I gave up drink. I gave it up altogether. I went for a study on nervous diseases.
Very successfully.
Yes. One or two lucky shots with one or two important women. I talked to the friends. For the past year or two, I've been so busy I've hardly known which way to turn. I've made it to the top of the tree.
Until Mr. Unknown Owen. And then comes down Cradle Doctor and all.
You stop your devil sneering and joking!
Gentlemen, please. We can't afford to quarrel.
That's okay by me. I apologize.
This is terrible an activity that gets on my nerves.
We are taking, I feel convinced, the only measures possible. So long as we stay within sight of each other and together, a repetition of tragedies that has occurred must be impossible. We have all submitted to a search. Therefore, we know that no man is armed with either firearms or a knife. We also know that no man has any cyanide or any other drug about his person. So long as we prevent anything like that, nothing can happen.
But we can't go on like this. We shall need food, sleep.
That's what I need.
Obviously, that is the murderer's only chance, to get one of us detached from the rest. Then he can strike. So long as we prevent that, we are safe.
Safe?
You're very silent, Vera.
There isn't anything to say. What time is it? Just awful waiting. Waiting for the hours to go by again, feeling like we might go last. What is the time?
8:30.
Is that all?
Pretty awful light this. How are the candles holding out?
There's a whole packet. Someone's dying down a bit. What do you think, sir?
Perhaps. We mustn't be too optimistic.
The murderer's got everything on his side. Even the weather seems to be falling in with his plans.
How about some food?
If you like, I'll go open a can of tin sardines and make some tea. You four stay here. That's right, isn't it?
Not quite. You see, Miss Claythorne, it may be inadvisable to eat or drink something someone had prepared out of sight.
You don't like me, do you?
It's not a question of likes or dislikes.
There are very few tricks that will get past you, Sir Lawrence. if you won't get offended at my saying so, you're my leading suspect.
Captain Lombard, this is hardly the moment for any of us to indulge in the luxury of taking offense.
Well, I don't think it's Bloor. I can't feel he has the imagination to pull off a job like this. All I can say is that if you are the criminal, I take my hat off to you for being a damn fine actor.
Thanks for nothing.
I can't believe it's the doctor. He hasn't got the nerves. You, on the other hand, have plenty of nerves, Vera. But you strike me as eminently sane. Therefore, you'd only commit murder if you had a thoroughly good motive.
Thank you.
I've thought of something.
Splendid. Animal, vegetable, or mineral?
That man says he's a police officer, but we've no proof of that. He only said so, but the gramophone record revealed his name. What if the police officer's another one of his impersonations? What do we really know about him? Nothing.
Oh, don't worry. He's a policeman, all right. Just take a look at his feet.
That's enough from you, Captain Lombard.
Well, now we know where we are. By the way, Miss Claythorne suspects you, Doctor. Haven't you seen her shoot a dirty lick from time to time? It all works out quite prettily. I suspect Sir Lawrence, Bloor suspects me, and Armstrong suspects Bloor. Who do you suspect, Sir Lawrence?
Quite early in the day, I formed a certain conclusion. It seemed that all the evidence prior had pointed to one person unmistakably. I am still of the same opinion.
Who?
Well, no. I think it would be inadvisable to mention that person's name at the current moment.
Inadvisable in the public interest?
Exactly.
Well, how about that food idea?
No, let's stay here. We're safe here.
I can't say I'm hungry.
I'm not ravenous myself, but you can go ahead and have a guzzle by yourself, Bloor.
Yeah, tell you what, I'll go bring in a tin of biscuits. How does that sound?
Good idea. Oh, and Bloor,
Ah,
an unopened tin?
obviously.
I wonder what happened to those bathroom curtains. The ones that got business?
For the wildest stretch of imagination, I can see what any homicidal lunatic would want with a scarlet oil silk curtain.
Things do seem to be going missing. Miss Brent lost a skein of knitting wool.
So, the murderer, whoever he or she is a kleptomaniac now, too.
How does it go? 5 little soldier boys.
Going in for law, one got in chancery.
Chancery. How does that apply? Yes, of course.
Precisely, my dear lady. That is exactly why I'm sitting right here.
Ah, but I'm casting you for the role of murderer, not victim.
The term chancery can apply to a boxer.
Oh, it's this awful rhyme. It's going round and round in my head. I don't think I'll forget it until I die. Oh, it's been a long time.
I expect that the big bad wolf has gotten him by now.
Captain Lombard, I've asked you before to try and restrain your rather peculiar sense of humor.
Oh, sorry, sir. It must be a form of nervousness.
Hands up! Search him.
I'm clean as a whistle. Check.
No, thank you.
Come now, you've had no dinner.
I couldn't eat anything.
I warned you, Bloor will wolf the lot.
I don't see why we have to be funny. I don't see what good starving us does, huh? How are we off cigarettes, anyways?
I don't think I've got any left.
I've run out too.
Fortunately, I don't smoke. There's rumors it's bad for you.
I've got a pack downstairs in my suitcase. If you like, I'll get them. I could use a cigarette myself. See that you all stay where you are.
Not bad. These biscuits?
What are they? Cheese?
Cheese and celery.
That girl ought to have had some.
Her nerves are in a bad state.
I don't know that I'd agree with you there, Doctor. Miss Claythorne seems like a very cool and resourceful young lady. Almost remarkably so.
Oh, so that's your idea then? That she's the guilty party?
Hardly likely. A woman?
Yeah, a woman murderer, they don't have a stomach for that.
You and I detectives see women from slightly different angles.
How about a swallow of whiskey? How's that sound, anybody?
Good idea, provided that we tackle an unopened bottle.
What happened to
Vera?
our lights? Vera? Lombard, Bloor, don't split up.
We're here! Where are we?
Armstrong?
Sir Lawrence, are you alright?
Where are
I'm
you?
fine. Where's Vera?
Vera, are you okay?
Sir Lawrence, are you a Dr. Armstrong? What's going
I don't
on?
know where Dr. Armstrong is.
Everybody,
Vera?
get up! Armstrong! Armstrong?
I don't know.
I'm in the study hunting for matches.
Never mind matches. Get some more candles.
It was horrible. It was right around my neck.
What did?
The light, that window was open in my room. It blew out the candle when I opened the door. A strand of seaweed touched my neck. I thought in the dark I was being strangled by a wet hand.
Well, it's no wonder why you yelled then.
Who hung the seaweed there?
I don't know, but when I find out, you'll be sorry that he was ever born.
Who's that?
Show me, Miss Graythorne.
Oh, you again? Who fired that shot? Sir Lawrence!
He's dead, shot through the back of the head.
One caught in chancery, then there were four.
Miss Graythorne.
You got me out of the way. You got me to go downstairs to get some cigarettes. You hung the seaweed there, and you did it all so you could kill us all, helpless men in the dark. You're mad. All of you crazy. That's why you wanted the red oil silk curtain and the skein of knitting wool. It was planned long ago so that, oh my God, get me out of here!
Girl, wait! Little soldier boys sitting in a row, thinking as they guzzle. Who is the next to go?
Philip,
Oh, it's all right, Miss Claythorne. I don't mind joking on a full stomach.
I must say I was hungry. All the same, I don't think I'll ever be able to eat tin sardines again.
I was wanting that meal. I feel a new man.
We've been nearly 24 hours without food. It does lower the morale.
Somehow in the daylight, everything seems different.
You mustn't forget, there's a homicidal lunatic somewhere on this island.
Why is it one doesn't feel jittery about it anymore?
Because now we know, beyond any possible doubt, who it is. Avlor.
That's right.
It was the uncertainty before, looking at each other, wondering which.
I said all along that it was Dr. Armstrong.
Yes, me sweet, you did. Until you went completely bats and suspected all of us.
It seems quite silly now in the light of day.
Very silly.
Allowing it is Armstrong, what's happened to him?
Well, we know what he wants us to think has happened to him.
What exactly did you find?
One shoe. Just one shoe sitting prettily on the cliff edge. My inference? Dr. Armstrong has gone completely crazy and committed suicide.
All very circumstantial, even to one little China soldier boy broken in that doorway there.
I think it's rather overdoing it. A man wouldn't do that, not if he was going to drown himself.
Quite so. But we're fairly sure that Armstrong didn't drown himself. But he had to make it appear as though he was the seventh victim, all according to plan.
Do you suppose he really is dead?
I'm a bit suspicious of death without bodies.
How extraordinary it is to think. There are 5 dead bodies in here, and we've been eating tin sardines.
Ah, the delightful feminine disregard for the facts. There are 6 dead bodies, and not all of them are here.
No, she's right there, 5.
What about Mrs. Rogers?
I counted her, she makes the 5th.
Now look here. Marston, 1. Mrs. Rogers, 2. General Mackenzie, 3, Mr. Rogers, 4, Emily Brent, 5, and Wargrave, 6.
7, 8, 9, Armstrong 10. Oh, I'm sorry, old boy, I guess you're correct.
Say, wouldn't it be an idea if we took Mrs. Rogers down and shoved her in the morgue, too?
I'm a detective, not an undertaker.
Oh, for heaven's sake, stop talking about dead bodies. The point is, Armstrong murdered them.
We should have realized it was Armstrong straight away.
Tell me exactly, what happened last night?
Well, after you threw your little fit of hysterics and locked yourself in your bedroom, we all thought we went to go to bed, so we all went to bed and locked ourselves in our rooms.
About an hour later, I heard someone move outside my door, so I went out and tapped on Bloor's door. He was there all right. That's when I went to Armstrong's room, and it was empty. So then I went and tapped on your door, Vera. I told you to sit tight whatever happened. Then I came down here, the door to the balcony was open, and my revolver was lying just beside it.
But why the devil should Armstrong chuck that revolver away?
Oh, I haven't the slightest idea.
Where do you think he is?
Lurking somewhere, waiting to have a crack at one of us.
We ought to search the house.
What, and walk into an ambush?
Oh, I didn't think that.
Are you sure you heard no one moving about after we went out last night?
Oh, I'm certain I imagined all sorts of things. But nothing short of setting the house on fire would have gotten me to lock my door.
Oh, I see. Just thoroughly suspicious then. I think our best precaution to take would be to do nothing, sit tight and take no risks.
Look here, I want to go after that fella.
What a bulldog you are, Bloor. By the way, between friends and without prejudice, you did go in for that little spot of perjury, didn't you?
Don't suppose it makes any odds now. Lendor was innocent, all right. Between you and me, the gang squared me away, and we put him away for a stretch. Mind you, I wouldn't admit it if it wasn't for that.
Oh, you think we're in the same boat then?
Oh, I couldn't say anything in front of Mr. Justice Wargrave, now could I?
No, hardly.
That Sutton fellow, do you believe he was innocent?
I'm quite sure of it. Wargrave had a reason for wanting him out of the way. Well, Bloor, I'm glad you came off your virtuous perch. I hope you made a tidy bit out of it.
Yes, nothing like what I ought to have done. There are mean loss to that Benny gang, but I got my promotion now.
And Lendor got penal servitude and died in jail.
I couldn't tell he was going to die, now could I?
No, that was your bad luck.
His, you mean?
No, yours too. Because as a result of that fact, your life will get cut short unpleasantly soon.
What? Me by Armstrong? I'll watch it.
You better. Remember, there are only 3 little soldier boys left.
And what about you?
Oh, I'll be quite all right, thank you very much. I've been in tight places before, and I've gotten out of them. And I mean to get out of this one, too. Besides, I got the revolver.
Yes, that revolver. Now, listen, you said you found it lying down there. Who's to say you haven't had it this whole time?
Same old gramophone record. No more room in your head for more than one idea at a time. Is that right, Bloor?
No, but it's a good idea.
And you're sticking to it.
Look, I would have thought up of a better story than that if I were you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted something simple that a policeman could understand.
What's wrong with the police?
Oh, nothing. Now that you've left the force.
Now look here, Captain Lombard. If you're an honest man, as you
Oh,
so
come, Bloor. Neither of us are honest.
if you're telling the truth for once, then you ought to do the square thing and chuck that revolver back in the sea.
Don't be an ass.
I've said I'll go looking through the house for Armstrong, haven't I? If I'm willing to do that, will you give me that revolver?
No, I won't. It's my revolver. The revolver's mine, and I'm sticking to it.
Well, then do you know what I'm beginning to think?
You're not beginning to think it, you square-headed flatty. You've already talked it last night, and now you've gone back to your original idea. I'm the one and only UN Unknown Owen. Is that right, Bloor?
I won't contradict you.
Well, think what you damned well please, but I warn you.
I think you're both behaving like a pair of children.
Sorry, teacher.
Of course, Captain Lombard isn't the unknown. The unknown Owen is Dr. Armstrong, and I've got very good proof of it.
Oh, what?
Think of the rhyme. 4 little soldier boys going out to sea. A red herring swallowed one. Don't you see the subtlety of it? A red herring. That's Dr. Armstrong's pretended suicide. But it's only red herring, so really he isn't dead.
That's very ingenious.
To my mind, it's absolute proof. You see, it's all mad because he's mad. He's taking a queer, childish, crazy pleasure in sticking to the rhyme and making sure everything happens according to it. Dressing up the judge, killing Mr. Rogers while he was chopping sticks, using a hypodermic needle on this friend when he might as well just have drugged him. He has to make it all fit in.
And that might give us a pointer. Now, where do we go from here? 3 little soldier boys walking in the zoo. A big bed trapped one, and then there were 2. He's gonna have a hell of a time with that one. There's no zoo on this island. What?
Did a good job with that one.
Very funny, Captain Lombard. I don't suppose it's too early for a drink.
Do stop thinking about your stomach. Your craving for food and drink will be your undoing.
Shh, stop.
Oh, come. What's gotten into
Stop
you
your
now?
jammering.
Oh, what are you doing?
Has this always been here?
Well, you're gonna hurt yourself. Don't climb up. Law!
Stop.
What
It's
are you
over.
doing?
No.
Lord, cut it out!
Get down from there. Oh my God!
Laura's got his, all right.
What happened?
A bear trap set in the mounts.
Is he?
Yes, dead. Head crushed like a grape.
It's this awful childishness.
God, what a fool Blore was.
Then there were 2.
We'll get off this old island.
No, we shan't do it. He'll kill us. We'll never get away.
Oh, yes, we will. I've never been beaten yet.
Don't you feel there's someone now in this room watching us?
It's-
Watching and waiting?
It's just nerves.
So you do feel it.
No, I don't.
Please, Philip, let's get out of this house. Anywhere. Perhaps if the boat comes, they'll see us.
All right, we'll go to the top of the island. It's sheer cliff on the far side, and we can see if anyone approaches from the house.
Anywhere's better than here.
I say, won't you be rather cold in that dress?
I'd be colder if I were dead.
Perhaps you're right. A quick reconnaissance then.
Oh, Philip, please be careful.
Hello? There's something washed up on the rocks.
What? Is that a body?
You better wait in here. I'm going to take a look.
Armstrong! Armstrong's body!
It's Armstrong, all right. Washed up on high water mark.
So there's no one else on the island. No one except us 2.
Yes, Vera? Now we know where we are.
Now we know where we are.
A very pretty trick of yours, of that bear trap.
You think I
Oh,
killed-
so you did drown that kid after all.
No, I didn't. That's where you're wrong. Please believe me. Please listen to me.
I'm listening. You better make it a good story.
It's not a